Today, MEPs from across the political spectrum met with thalidomide survivors who are still seeking justice over 50 years on. You chaired the meeting today, 50 years of fight for the victims of thalidomide. How have you brought the Parliament together?
Well, I did nothing. The victims did all the work. And telling everybody their story, I think that changed minds. And all the Parliament now is together, very joined together, because victims have told us their story, and there is no other possibility than being together and defending them.
Spain had a particular situation. Can you tell us a bit about how this came about in Spain and why it was allowed to go on for longer than in other countries?
Spain has a dramatic situation. Spanish victims are in a dramatic situation. Thalidomide was shelled during more years in Spain than in the rest of Europe, and we were under the dictatorship of Franco, so it was silent, and they have suffered a lot. Now in Spain there is the same unity that you can find in the European Parliament to solve the problem. So I may say that is this year, it's now. The solution, it's now. We will not have another opportunity as this year are we going to have it.
Why are you here in the European Parliament today?
I come here to see the German film about the different problem of thalidomide in all the countries in Europe, and to support all my colleagues of the different countries here in Europe.
What is the special case in Spain? I believe that it was marketed for a much longer time than in other countries, the actual drug.
It's very difficult to explain in a few words our situation. I think that the people must remember that Spain is a country that in the 60s is with a politician very hard. We are like, I put the example that Spain in the 60s is like Africa. It's no part of Europe. I think the drugs was proof in Spain, and our government is not a democracy. This during many years until 1975, and after when begin the democracy, the problem of the thalidomide is absolutely forgettable, but for our politicians.
And the court said that it had taken too much time. What was the problem of actually intervening from a court level?
I think the court is afraid with the chemical industry is very powerful, and our judges are afraid because they say that our situation is prescription, and we must to demand many years ago when the victims of Spanish victims of thalidomide don't know that we are victims. Since today, we don't know absolutely sure that we are victims of thalidomide because nobody in our country recognizes us with enough. For example, our government, our doctors don't recognize with strong that how many victims of thalidomide there was in Spain.
Is that situation about to change?
I think now begin to change because our political situation is changes. Before there are only two parties in the parliament with powerful. Now enter new parties in our politician situation, and these parties support us absolutely, no absolutely doubts our situation, and this situation changed, and now all the politicians in Spain are absolutely, absolutely sure that they must to support the victims in Spain.
That's great. There's greater support from your government. But why are you here in Brussels? Why do you want the European solution?
Because when you fight so much in your country and you can see solutions, you try to continue in other place, like the European Parliament, because we think that these buildings, these politicians, stay here to help to all the citizens of Europe. If I don't get in my country one solution, maybe it's possible in the European Parliament I can get a solution. But I think it's very difficult because my government said that the problem must solve in Europe, and in Europe say that I have no competence in this situation, must be solved our country. It's a very difficult situation, but I think when all together begin to walk to the correct direction, the solution of the Spanish victims is in the end.